horror box. The people who woke in someone else's body, the awakening. You wake up and the room is unfamiliar. The ceiling is wrong and light spills across walls that are not yours. The sheets beneath your hands smell faintly of antiseptic. You flex your fingers and notice veins that are pale and long. You try to speak, and the voice that comes out is not yours. It is soft and alien, yet familiar enough to twist your stomach. Your mind screams your own name, but your lips betray you. Outside the door, someone knocks, and you freeze. The mirror shows someone else. Not quite a stranger, but not you. Your eyes, your jaw, and the scar along your temple are wrong. Inside you are still yourself, and every memory, every heartbeat belongs to you trapped in this alien shell. Objects on the bedside table are foreign. Keys you never touched, a phone with no familiar numbers. A notebook in handwriting that is not yours. Every touch feels heavy and wrong, as if the world itself resists the person you are inside. Friends arrive smiling, familiar and wrong. You are told you are not supposed to be here, and their eyes pass through you as if you are a shadow. Panic coils in your chest, and your life continues elsewhere, carried by someone else entirely. You rise, but the body resists. Legs wobble, fingers twitch, movements are delayed and awkward. You stumble toward the door, toward the outside world, but the air feels dense, the floor uneven, and every step reminds you that you are not in control. Outside, the streets twist into shapes both familiar and alien. People pass nodding as if expecting someone else. You call a friend's name, and they stare blankly. You realize you are invisible in plain sight, trapped inside another's flesh. You try your phone, hoping to contact the world you know. Numbers, contacts, messages, all gone. It is as if you never existed. Every familiar tool has become alien, every connection erased. You are trapped in this borrowed body, a ghost in the wrong life. Hours pass and dreams invade, blending memories of your past into the alien body. You wake, and subtle changes persist. Scars appear where there were none. Fingernails grow faster than normal, and hair shifts color without reason. Your mind screams that you are fading fast. Shadows stretch across walls, moving with the light of night. You lie paralyzed in a bed that is not yours, trapped by disbelief. Somewhere your old body continues your life, somewhere you once belonged, and now you begin to forget the feel of your own skin. You try to touch your face, but the skin feels alien. Each sensation strikes wrong, and each movement reminds you of what you are missing. Your reflection in the window twitches independently, and the world outside continues unaware of the identity that has been stolen from it. You attempt to remember yesterday, but memory fractures. Every familiar thought comes distorted, as if filtered through someone else. Events you lived are rewritten. A journal on the desk contains words you do not remember, writing evidence that your life is already being overwritten. Panic spreads like fire through your chest. You pace the small room, fingers brushing objects that resist recognition. Clothes, shoes, items once comfortable and familiar now feel alien. You are trapped in the wrong skin, and the realization cuts deep. Your own life has moved on without you. The sounds of the world outside are wrong. Cars hum at unfamiliar pitches. People speak in ways that almost resemble voices you knew. Even the wind feels alien, carrying scents your memory cannot place. You are fully awake, fully aware, and fully alone in another body. You attempt to call someone you trust. Your lips move, words form, but the voice that comes out does not belong to you. The phone's recipient does not recognize you. You stammer, panic rising. You are trapped in this borrowed shell, helpless against reality. Hunger gnaws at you, but the body resists. Your stomach empties without relief, your muscles ache in unfamiliar ways. Every attempt at motion, speech, and survival is clumsy, alien, and imperfect. You realize the world has become a puzzle, and your body refuses to obey. Dreams continue to invade. You wake tangled between memories of your original body and the stranger you inhabit. Scars, bruises, hair length, and texture shift subtly while you sleep. The line between your past and present collapses. You are losing yourself in someone else entirely. You try to run to leave the house, but the body moves awkwardly unresponsive. Legs buckle, arms flail, fingers fail. Panic pulses through your chest. You realize even escape is a performance you cannot control. Every attempt to reclaim agency fails, and despair coils around your mind. Outside neighbors stare, but they do not see you. The world continues indifferent to your existence. Vehicles pass, animals trot by, conversations continue. All the life you knew persists, and you are a ghost fully conscious, yet invisible, trapped in someone else's flesh with no hope of recognition. You see your reflection in a window, and it twitches. The stranger you inhabit moves slightly out of sync with your thoughts. Panic becomes a physical weight. You are here, but not here, fully awake, fully aware, yet imprisoned in a body it refuses to belong to you. Night stretches long, and sleep offers no relief. Every attempt to rest is disrupted by the alien body's own rhythms. Fingers twitch while you dream, eyelids blink when you wish to close your eyes. The stolen body asserts itself, a cruel reminder you are not yourself. Hours feel like days. You search the room for any sign of your original self. Nothing remains. No personal items, no familiar sense, no proof. Even photographs of your life are gone or altered. Reality itself seems to have rewritten you, erasing the evidence of your existence. Panic spirals into nausea. Your reflection in every shiny surface is a stranger. Your name sounds alien on your own tongue. You try to write in a notebook, but the hand is not yours. Every action confirms that you are trapped, fading fast into another life. Hunger, thirst, fatigue, all amplified by the alien body's resistance. You move to the bathroom, trying to see yourself more clearly. The mirror reveals nothing familiar. Scars, marks, skin tone, hair, all wrong. You feel the life you knew slipping, replaced by something else that is not you. Every sound outside, every shadow on the wall feels like a threat. Even the familiar hum of electricity feels alien. You are trapped in a body that is not yours, in a life that belongs to someone else, fully awake and helpless, your original self reduced to memory. Memories leak into the alien body in dreams. You recall old scratches, old pain, old pleasure, but the skin does not remember. You awaken to find marks where there were none, subtle changes that confirm the reality. The body is reshaping you, and you cannot resist. Fear becomes acute and physical. Your heart pounds in rhythms that do not match your thoughts. You claw at yourself, at the skin, at the reflection, trying to force recognition, and nothing works. The stranger moves, breathes, blinks, lives, and you are a passenger. The night is long silent, except for the alien pulse of life that is not yours. You wonder if the world will ever recognize you again, if your family, friends, or coworkers will ever remember. A terror settles in your chest, infinite and unrelenting. You collapse in the bed, exhausted, powerless, trapped in a life that feels like a nightmare. Every sound, movement, and thought reminds you that this is permanent, that your body continues elsewhere, and that you may never reclaim yourself, never return to the skin that is truly yours. You close your eyes hoping to sleep, but the body resists. Fingernails grow too fast, hair shifts subtly. The physical form you inhabit refuses to let you rest. You are caught between two existences, one that is not yours, and one that is fading from memory. A thought pierces your mind sharply. This is not random. Something orchestrates this. Rules exist that you cannot understand. You are only the first to notice, only the first to suffer in this stolen life. The world continues as if you never existed, indifferent and perfect in its cruelty. Somewhere your original body waits, living a life that is not you. Somewhere else you are trapped, fading, invisible, and alone. As you lie in the borrowed bed, the final horrifying realization settles in: this will not end, and you awake again, forever lost in someone else. The people who woke in someone else's body, days pass, and the stolen body begins to feel heavier. Every movement is awkward, as if the flesh remembers someone else. Your hands tremble against the weight of muscles that do not respond to your intent, and every breath reminds you that you are not yourself. You leave the house walking streets that should be familiar, but everything feels slightly off. Cars drive differently, voices rise at strange tones, and the wind carries scents that make your stomach turn. People look at you without recognition, as if you are a ghost in plain sight. Your old life continues elsewhere. Friends and family interact with the body that was once yours. You watch from this borrowed shell as routines unfold, intimate gestures and conversations occur without you. Each scene twists the gut, and each ordinary action reminds you that you have been replaced. Sleep brings no relief. Dreams are fractured memories of your original life leaked into motions of the alien body. You wake to subtle bruises and marks that were never yours, hair and fingernails, shifting without consent, evidence that the body is slowly reshaping itself to someone else's pattern. You try to speak to your original body. Every phone call fails. Every message is met with confusion words you know to be true sound foreign and alien. Your identity persists inside, but cannot manifest in the world. Helplessness coils tight, a living vice tightening with every failed attempt. Even the air outside feels hostile. Sounds are exaggerated, or missing streetlights seem to flicker in wrong rhythms. People pass by unaware of your presence. Every familiar location is altered slightly unnaturally, like reality itself is bending around your stolen life. Panic becomes routine. Every action you attempt is disrupted by alien resistance. Your body does not respond fully to your commands. You try to grab objects, hold tools, even eat, and everything feels foreign. Hunger and fatigue amplify the terror as the body fights against you silently. Memories of your past flicker violently. You recall moments of joy, fear, and intimacy, but they cannot be enacted. The body cannot perform them. Every remembered gesture becomes impossible, leaving a hollow echo of your own life. Each failed attempt feels like erasure, a small death repeating continuously. You attempt to reclaim the stolen body. Panic and determination drive you to force motion, but the limbs fail, clumsy and uncooperative. Muscles twitch in ways they never did, fingers curl against your will. Each failure reinforces the terrible truth: control is lost, and the body now belongs to someone else. Time stretches. Days bleed together. You see your original body living a parallel life that should be yours. Someone else moves through your routines, experiences your relationships, occupies the spaces you once claimed. The separation twists perception, creating a nightmare of consciousness trapped without corporeal agency. Small objects betray you. Personal items that should anchor you feel foreign. Phones, keys, clothing, even chairs and tables refuse to align with memory. The world itself becomes a puzzle designed to humiliate you. Every familiar act becomes impossible, every habitual movement alien and wrong. The alien body exhibits behaviors you cannot predict. Fingers twitch independently, eyelids close and open without consent. Subtle shifts in posture suggest a life that is not yours has invaded. You are awake, aware, but powerless. Each gesture reminds you of your own disappearance. You attempt contact with friends or family. Each attempt fails spectacularly. Recognition is absent, connection impossible. The world treats you as a stranger. Helplessness surges in waves. Panic turns to despair as the realization settles. Even familiar faces will not restore the life stolen from you. Hunger and thirst intensify. The body refuses to cooperate fully. Muscles ache, your steps falter. Every attempt to perform simple tasks is disrupted. The alien flesh exerts its own will, and you understand the terrifying truth: the body itself resists reclaiming. Night arrives with cruelty. Shadows stretch unnaturally long, and every sound is amplified into menace. The body twitches, moves, blinks independently. Dreams intrude, leaking old memories, distorting identity. Sleep brings no refuge. The stolen life continues indifferent to your presence, indifferent to your awareness. Every reflection terrifies. Mirrors, windows, shiny surfaces all show the body that is not yours. Movements slightly out of sync, micro-expressions wrong. Every glance is a reminder of dislocation. You see yourself trapped in a frame that refuses to acknowledge the mind inside, an identity displaced and exposed. You attempt to write notes to yourself to anchor memory. The hand does not obey. Words twist across the page into shapes that are alien. Evidence of your existence cannot manifest. Every attempt at documentation fails, confirming the inexorable reality of your replacement. Outside, the world continues. People do not see you. Animals walk past. Vehicles hum along roads. Conversations proceed with no acknowledgement of your presence. You are conscious, present, and invisible. The life you knew unfolds without you, while you remain a spectator trapped in borrowed flesh. Frustration mounts, coiling in the chest and stomach. Anger cannot be enacted. Movements fail, speech falters. You claw at the body's shaken attempt to force recognition, but the flesh does not obey. The alien will is complete. Your presence is impotent against it. Dreams grow more vivid, invading the borrowed body with memories that are not yours. Physical marks appear, scratches, scars, small bruises, evidence of experiences you never had. Hair length and color shift subtly. Identity and flesh merge imperfectly, creating a dissonance that gnaws at perception and sanity. Panic is constant. The body fails to cooperate in routine tasks. Movement is delayed, clumsy, alien. Eating, walking, speaking, even breathing becomes a labor. You exist trapped, fully aware, while the world carries on indifferent. The stolen flesh operates independently from your mind. Hours blend into days. Memories of your original life appear fragmented and distorted. Actions you remember cannot be performed. The world outside shows your original body functioning seamlessly in routines you once controlled. Consciousness separated from flesh becomes unbearable, a constant knowing awareness of loss. Every sensory input feels wrong. The air smells off, sounds are dissonant, and touch is alien. Every ordinary sensation becomes a reminder of displacement. The world has shifted around you, not violently, but subtly, creating an invisible prison from which you cannot escape or reclaim your life. You attempt to shout to force recognition, but the voice refuses to obey. Every word comes distorted, altered. The alien body communicates independently. Panic grows in intensity. Fear reaches every corner of your mind as the impossible truth sets in you are fully replaced in your own life. Hunger and fatigue overwhelm you. Every motion resists intention. Limbs twitch against commands. Breathing is uneven. Sleep remains unreachable. The body asserts control in small ways that accumulate into unbearable torment. You exist as a passenger, conscious, but completely powerless in the life you cannot inhabit. Reflections continue to terrify. Mirrors, windows, polished surfaces show a stranger. Movements slightly out of sync, micro-expressions wrong. Every glance confirms the alien body's dominance. You remain trapped inside your mind, helpless, fading into observation of a life that is no longer yours. You try again to contact the outside world. Calls fail. Messages go unanswered or misinterpreted. Recognition is absent everywhere. Friends, family, coworkers all interact with your stolen body as if it were always theirs. The world treats you as non-existent while your original life proceeds without awareness. Dreams and memories overlap and distort perception. Scars, marks, hair, fingernails change subtly while you sleep. Identity bleeds into the alien flesh, but cannot assert control. Consciousness and body exist out of sync, and panic twists into despair. You are fading fast inside a life that is not yours. Night is long, silent, and cruel. The alien body twitches, moves, breathes independently. Sleep offers no relief. Every sound, every shadow feels menacing. The world is indifferent. You remain trapped in consciousness, without agency, powerless to reclaim the stolen flesh that carries on your existence. Time stretches and blends. Days and nights merge into a continuum of helpless observation. Every movement, every interaction outside confirms your replacement. Every attempt to regain control is met with failure. Your mind is awake, but imprisoned, fully aware of the life you cannot touch. A thought pierces sharply. This is not random. Something orchestrates this. Rules exist that you cannot understand. You are only the first to notice, only the first to suffer. The world continues as if you never existed, and the alien body asserts dominance without question. Somewhere your original body moves through your life, unaware of your consciousness, trapped in another form. Somewhere else you are fading into invisibility. You lie in the borrowed body, aware and helpless, realizing with final clarity that this existence will not end, and you may never reclaim yourself. Horror box. The people who woke in someone else's body. The night is quiet but unnatural. Shadows shift on their own across walls that should be familiar. A chill creeps along your spine as if the air itself carries intent. You feel watched by eyes that do not belong to any living being. Whispers echo in empty rooms. The sound is distant yet intimate, like voices speaking just behind your mind. They repeat your name, softly twisting it into unfamiliar shapes. Each syllable strikes like ice, and the more you listen, the harder it is to remember who you once were. Outside the window, a shape moves against the darkness. It is neither human nor fully alien, but somehow in between. Limbs bend in ways they cannot, eyes glint with knowledge of you, and you realize the visitors do not need your permission to observe every thought. You step back from the window, but the feeling follows. Every shadow in the room twists unnaturally. The air hums softly with something alive just beyond perception. You want to run, but your legs refuse to respond fully, and the alien body shivers with a life not your own. The whispers grow louder at night. They do not speak words, but impressions of memory and pain that are not yours. Each fragment penetrates deeper into your mind, and you begin to feel the edges of yourself eroding with each passing hour. Objects in the room start to move slightly. Cups tilt on tables and books slide across shelves without contact. You watch in disbelief and fear as the environment itself responds to unseen presences. The reality you trusted begins to distort and unravel at the edges. Sleep offers no reprieve. The visitors enter your dreams directly, shaping scenarios that twist your identity. You wake covered in cold sweat to find your fingernails scraped and bruises appearing where no impact occurred. Each night leaves you weaker, more unmoored from your own consciousness. A mirror reveals more than a reflection. Shapes flicker behind your eyes in the glass. The alien body blinks independently, and you feel the subtle intrusion of the void's attention. Each glimpse confirms that you are being observed not as a person, but as a specimen, something to study and manipulate. You try to leave the room, but hallways twist impossibly. Doors open to corridors that do not exist. Familiar spaces rearrange themselves subtly when unobserved. The visitors bend reality without breaking it, and each step forward feels like swimming through thick water, weighted with invisible hands. Voices speak from corners that contain no speakers. They whisper memories that are not yours and secrets you cannot comprehend. The alien body reacts in micro-movements before you even realize a thought has crossed your mind. The division between yourself and this presence blurs at every turn. Your original body moves somewhere else, but you feel it slipping further from you. You know it lives unaware of the void's attention. You wonder if the visitors already know your fate in that flesh, and if it will also be claimed or corrupted in ways you cannot yet perceive. Fear is constant and physical. Your heartbeat pounds out of rhythm. Your stomach knots in a persistent ache that no food can soothe. Every sense warns of intrusion. Even light and shadow carry messages your brain is not equipped to interpret fully. You try to communicate with someone outside, but words fail. Even your voice feels distorted and wrong. Whispers echo from the walls of the room you occupy, shaping your perception of sound and meaning. You feel trapped in an inescapable feedback loop between thought and presence. Objects once familiar behave unpredictably. Doors close on their own. Chairs tilt without cause. The alien body twitches in response to stimuli you cannot perceive. You realize the visitors have an influence that reaches into your every action, and that resistance itself is being measured and observed. Time stretches and becomes meaningless. Minutes feel like hours and hours like days. Light and dark cycle irregularly. The alien body adapts its responses, but your mind is anchored to awareness of the void. Panic rises at intervals and fades slowly like a tide receding only to return stronger. You see shadows that move with intention. Not random shifts of darkness, but coordinated gestures that suggest communication. The visitors are organized. They know you are aware. Your presence is cataloged and examined, and your mind begins to fracture at the knowledge that this is not personal, but inevitable. You attempt to touch walls to ground yourself, but textures shift under your fingers. Surfaces feel warmer or colder than they should. The alien body reacts subtly to the visitor's attention. You wonder how long you can remain intact before they fully overwrite your consciousness and your identity becomes secondary. Sleep comes and the void infiltrates deeper. Dreams become layered and recursive, with shapes that shift between the familiar and the impossible. Pain and sensation are real, and yet cannot be linked to memory. You wake unable to distinguish which body or self belongs to you. Shadows congeal in corners of the room. Eyes appear in textures of wallpaper and flickers of light. The whispers coalesce into presence without form. You cannot look away. You cannot move without triggering reaction. The alien body is no longer fully yours, but now serves as an interface for something other. Fear grows to obsession. You count movements, measure sounds, track impressions hoping for patterns that might give you leverage. But everything you attempt is anticipated and corrected. The alien body acts with partial autonomy, and the void continues to shape its own rules in ways you cannot comprehend. Memories of your original life intrude violently. You relive moments of love, fear, betrayal, and triumph, but they are distorted. The alien body cannot replicate them fully, and the void watches, learning, recording. You understand even your most intimate recollections can be weaponized against you. You step outside and streets feel unreal. People walk past unaware, yet oddly aware. Shadows stretch in impossible angles. The void reaches beyond the room, subtle yet pervasive. You realize that your entire environment has become a stage and your existence an experiment, observed by entities beyond understanding. Objects in motion suggest intelligence. Cups wobble, books shift. Your own reflection occasionally twitches independently. Panic rises and falls with the rhythm of the void. You understand that your resistance is expected and that your awareness itself is a variable they measure and adjust to. Hours bleed into nights. Sleep is a trap. When you close your eyes, the visitors shape the alien body through dreams. Pain, memory, and fear are delivered directly into consciousness. Each night you wake weaker, more disoriented, and closer to a state where recognition of yourself will fail entirely. You attempt communication again and fail. Even thoughts seem monitored. The alien body reacts before you can process intention. Your mind begins to doubt reality and memory. Fear is no longer a response, but a constant state of being, present in every thought and action. You touch mirrors and windows, but they betray you. Shapes flicker and disappear. Light shifts unnaturally. Every surface is a canvas for the void's attention. The alien body moves subtly as if in dialogue with them. You feel your identity erode with each subtle motion, slipping into the observation rather than existence. The night stretches infinitely. Every breath reminds you that you are trapped in the alien body. Every sound confirms the presence of something watching. Your mind tries to resist, but becomes entangled with the void's manipulation. You are aware, yet powerless to stop the erosion of yourself. You remember who you were, but cannot act. You scream silently at the impossibility of your situation. Awareness becomes a burden. Every thought is cataloged, every reaction anticipated. The alien body and your consciousness are no longer unified, and the visitors observe with unfeeling curiosity. Time ceases to exist. The alien body moves autonomously while you watch. Pain and fear are sharpened by helplessness. Every memory of your original self becomes a distant echo. You understand that the void does not destroy immediately, but reshapes slowly, observing the decay of identity over time. Somewhere your original body continues unaware of the intrusion. Somewhere else, you are fading further into invisibility. The alien body has become a conduit. Consciousness and flesh are separate. The void shapes reality subtly, and you remain trapped, powerless, aware, and fading with no hope of reclaiming yourself. Horror box, the people who woke in someone else's body. Days blur into nights without distinction. Every sensation reminds you of the alien body you inhabit. Muscles twitch independently, and movements lag behind your mind. The world outside carries on, oblivious to your consciousness, trapped in flesh that is not yours. The whispers grow sharper. They do not speak words, but press impressions into your thoughts. Memories of your original life distort and twist. Faces, places, and names shift. Every fragment of identity feels borrowed, fleeting, slipping from grasp as if you were never real. You try to run, but the body resists. Legs buckle unpredictably. Arms flail, fingers tremble. Panic and despair coil tightly in your chest. You feel yourself diminishing, fading into the shell that refuses your command. Every motion, a reminder that agency is gone. The visitors watch silently. Their presence bends reality subtly, unseen but felt. Shadows stretch unnaturally, and lights flicker in impossible patterns. You feel your mind measured and cataloged. Each heartbeat, each breath is observed. Every thought leaves a trace of yourself that may vanish forever. Objects in the room move with intention. Cups tilt on tables, papers slide across shelves, shadows shift against walls. You attempt to grasp them, but your fingers are slow. The alien body reacts before you even intend action. The environment is alive with the presence of the void. Sleep is no sanctuary. Dreams invade, shaping the alien body without your consent. Pain, memory, and fear intertwine. You awaken weaker, disoriented, increasingly uncertain where your mind ends and the body begins. Identity becomes a fragile, fraying thread that may snap at any moment. Reflections betray you. Every mirror, window, or polished surface shows shapes flickering behind your eyes. Micro-expressions twitch independently. The alien body moves subtly in response. You feel yourself eroding as if reality itself conspires to overwrite who you were, leaving only observation of the world. You reach for your original life and find it slipping further away. Every memory is distorted by intrusion. Familiar faces now seem foreign, voices unfamiliar, hands strange. The life that should be yours continues without acknowledgement. You are a passenger trapped in an alien existence that feels permanent. Fear grows physical. Your chest tightens, stomach knots, muscles ache. The alien body is uncooperative, resisting thought and intention. Panic sharpens, your mind struggling against flesh that does not obey. Each failed attempt at control reinforces the cruel truth that your identity is slowly disappearing. The night stretches endlessly. Shadows shift, lights hum, air carries intent. The void penetrates every corner of perception. The alien body reacts in subtle ways, already partially autonomous. You realize that resistance is futile, observation permanent, and erasure inevitable. Memories intrude violently. You recall moments of love, fear, and triumph, but they cannot be enacted. Your body cannot replicate them. Each fragment of self you cling to is distorted. You understand that the void shapes you, consumes you, and reassigns your life to an unfeeling observer. Attempts to communicate fail. Words you know cannot manifest. Phone calls go unanswered or misunderstood. You are invisible in plain sight. Even familiar voices ignore you. Each interaction reinforces the hopelessness of your condition. You are fading within a body that moves independently of your mind. Objects once familiar now betray you. Doors close unexpectedly. Chairs tilt. Cups wobble. The alien body reacts to unseen forces before you can even process intention. You exist trapped inside flesh that is no longer yours, cataloged and observed by the void that will not relent. Panic becomes a constant weight. Every motion is labored, every action disrupted. Even simple tasks like walking or speaking feel impossible. The alien body asserts dominance, and you understand fully that your presence is incidental, powerless, and fading as if it never truly existed. Shadows twist unnaturally across walls and floors. Shapes flicker at the edges of vision. Whispers press into your mind, shaping perception. The alien body moves in subtle synchrony with them. You feel your sense of self dissolving into observation, no longer capable of influence, only consciousness. Time has no meaning. Days and nights merge into an infinite continuum of helplessness. The alien body operates autonomously. Shadows and whispers surround you. Your mind is awake but trapped, aware but powerless, and every heartbeat reminds you of the life and identity you are losing. Pain intensifies. Muscle twitches, tremors, and spasms betray the alien body's dominance. Every attempt to act is delayed or misaligned. The world outside continues, indifferent, and your consciousness is reduced to a spectator, fading in clarity as the void exerts its slow, relentless erasure. Sleep brings dreams that are vivid and cruel. The void manipulates your body and thoughts. Pain, fear, and sensation blur with memory. Every awakening leaves you weaker. Your mind struggles to maintain cohesion, while the alien body and the void continue their relentless manipulation. Reflections no longer show only your borrowed body. Flickers behind your eyes move independently. Micro-expressions betray a presence not yours. The void asserts itself fully. Every glance confirms that your self is dissolving, replaced by observation and compliance. You feel yourself vanish steadily. Attempts to leave the room fail. Hallways twist, doors lead to unexpected corridors. The world bends around the alien body and the void's influence. You are trapped in both perception and flesh, unable to reclaim agency or meaning. Resistance is futile, and your mind fractures further. Memories of your original life intrude sporadically. They are distorted, incomplete, and painful. Each recollection is a reminder of what is being erased. The void watches records and shapes your fading consciousness, while the alien body persists as a conduit for forces beyond comprehension. Fear is omnipresent. Every breath, heartbeat, and thought is monitored. The alien body reacts independently to the void's presence. Panic coils inside, unrelenting, and each action you attempt confirms your loss. Your identity slips further from you with every moment of consciousness. Outside, life continues unaware. Your original body moves and interacts oblivious to your fading existence. Somewhere else, your stolen body is observed, manipulated, cataloged. You feel a growing detachment from all that once defined you and a creeping understanding that nothing will restore it. Time stretches into nothing. Days and nights become indistinct. The alien body moves with autonomy, your mind only a witness. Awareness itself becomes torture, consciousness a burden. The void has claimed dominion over the flesh, and every attempt to reclaim yourself fails. Pain, fear, and despair merge. The alien body twists subtly, obeying unseen forces. Every familiar gesture and thought is overwritten. Your mind persists only as memory within a shell that no longer belongs to you. You are fading steadily, quietly, completely. Whispers and shadows dominate perception. Dreams intrude into waking reality. Every moment is a test, every sensation a manipulation. The alien body has become an interface, and yourself is dissolving into observation. Resistance is meaningless, and identity is being erased with precision. The night is eternal. Every movement confirms the alien body's dominance. Every thought is catalogued. Awareness is a curse. You understand fully that yourself is being removed, leaving only the shell that continues to act without you. A permanent record of what has been stolen. Somewhere your original body exists untouched. Somewhere you fade into invisibility. The alien body remains, fully alive, independent, and observed by forces beyond comprehension. Your mind persists only as a ghost, aware, helpless, and erased, knowing with clarity that you may never return.